with the flow. Don't take your yoga too seriously. It's just yoga. Have fun and just, enjoy your yoga. There's enough stress in life. Don't let your yoga be another stressor. I'm glad you're here, friends. My name is Jan, and this is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. That's the best thing. You get to do it from home, dress the way you want, be in the room you want, have your water, your coffee, your tea, your wine, whatever nearby, but just do. Just do a little bit or a lot. The bottom of the screen says, do what's right for your body. That's what you gotta do. Everybody's body is different and every day is different. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. If something hurts, don't do that pose. Back out of it, or take it to a lesser percentage, or modify it. Just make it work for you. I say it a lot. Let the yoga meet you where you are. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta do a handstand, or oh, I'm not flexible, but I gotta bend this way or that way. Just do what you can. Choose, that's important. Choose what's right for you. This is what we call our Yoga Plus. We do it every Friday. It's yoga plus barre plus Pilates plus some hand weights. So a little bit of other stuff thrown in. I practice every single day, live, start to finish, no cuts, no edits. Join us for the chaos with the dogs. They're so unpredictable. But join us every single day. Sometimes we do a vinyasa practice, sometimes we do restorative. Yesterday's restorative practice I thought was really good. It just felt really good. We had a new pose that we did for our hips. I hope you're feeling good. And if you're feeling it, that means you needed it. So come back, check us out every single day, and tell your friends about us. All right. So here's the deal. For today, you usually have your yoga blocks, maybe your strap if you want to use it, a bender ball, or this is a little therapy ball, and you don't blow them up all the way. You want an unstable surface. That's what the purpose is. It's not like a ball that you'd play with. It's a ball that creates an unstable surface for your poses to activate those inner core muscles so you get a better, stronger, more efficient, more effective workout. In addition to that, have some hand weights, and that's kind of it. We're ready to go. The word to think about today is flow. Go with the flow. You hear that saying all the times. It means to move along effortlessly. So think of a stream. Think of a stream, and if it comes to an obstacle, a rock, it just goes around it. So let your practice be like that too. Let it flow today. Let it feel good. All right, you got your props. Let's stand up. And as you come to standing, let's think about a stress number. We always take a stress number in the beginning of the practice. Stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, how are you feeling? What's going on in your body? Don't overthink it. Give it a number, like at the doctor's office. Give it a number, and we'll come back to it in the end. Let's get the blood flowing. Take this ball, place it between your thighs. You don't have a ball? No big deal. Don't sweat it. The ball helps you feel more stable, more solid, more just compact. You want to feel solid and strong in your foundation. Squeeze the ball together really tightly with those strong thighs. Let's get the blood flowing. Place your hands on your hips. Let's take that confidence stance. Come up onto the balls of your feet and then down. Up and down, chest is lifted like Superman. Lift and lower. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. There we go. Boy, she's really in the corner today. Lift and lower. Keep your heels behind your toes. And another prop you could have is maybe a chair nearby. You could be sitting in your chair and working your calves. So much that you can do. You just gotta do. That's the thing. And so why is it so hard to do? I don't know. That's the eternal question, right? Bring your elbows back. Chest is lifted. Lift and lower. Breathe. It doesn't take a whole lot. Your body responds so well. You just gotta do. And that's what I do every day. I hold this kind of sacred space for you. It's 1 hour long. Maybe you can only manage 10 minutes, but just try to find the time to come to peace on your mat. All right, calves, are they talking to you yet? Oh yeah. You're strengthening your heels. You're strengthening your Achilles tendon. You're working the fascia in your feet. The calves are working and you're finding balance. Let's come down onto your feet. Lift your toes up. Give them a wiggle. Plant your feet solidly. Extend your arms high up to the sky, extended mountain. Take a little baby back bend. Forward fold. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Fold forward. You don't have to fold very far. Inhale, come on back up. Take a baby back bend again. Exhale, fold forward. Squeeze the ball. Inhale, come on up, extended mountain. Interlace your fingers, send your palms up to the sky. Here we go, side to side, palm tree pose. This one feels so good, for me at least. I hope it does for you too. Stretch out your side body. Oh my goodness, what a big stretch. Let it feel good. That's what your yoga's about. If it doesn't feel good, if it's painful, don't do it. Don't take it so far. Just move a little bit. This is just as effective if you move a little bit, putting the bend in your elbows. You let the yoga meet you where you are. Breathe. All right, come back to a natural standing position. Place your hands at your low back. Push your belly forward. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Push the hips forward. Look up, look up, look up. And when you're ready, shoulders over your hips. Take the ball. Take it out of your thighs. Bend in the knees. Hold the ball. Bring the weight more back into your heels. Hold it here. Now take the ball to the right side of your room and stand up. Come back to your squat, take it to the left side, straighten your legs. So you're bending and stretching and taking the ball to the opposite side. All right, maybe come up onto the toes of the side that's reaching. I guess it's the opposite side, isn't it? Come up onto the toes, maybe lift and come off of that foot and find a little bit of balance. Cross body movement combined with the balance. Oh my goodness, good for you. And maybe your foot stays down, or maybe you lift the leg a little or a lot. Breathe. Find your movement, you got it. Let's plant it, plant the feet, squeeze the ball and lower down in a little squat and pulse and pulse and pulse. You got it. Told you we'd work in some bar moves. All right, sit back in your heels a little bit more. Pulse, 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 and let's finish. Come on up to standing. Place the ball between your thighs again. Tee out your arms. Do some arm circles. Draw circles to the back of the room. Whew, that got my heart going. How about you? All right, bend the knees when the hands come down. Straighten the knees when the arms come up. Big arm circles, or they don't have to be so big, and neither do the knee bends. Do what feels right for you in this moment. Take the arm circles in the other direction. Wake up the shoulders. Now let's wake up the waist. Come on back to a standing position. Shoulders over your hips, arms back and down. Chest is lifted. You feeling better already? Start to twist from side to side. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Yesterday, we did that big restorative twist. We put our legs in that like deer pose, and then we twisted our torso to rest on the bolster. How are you doing with that? I've had several of you say that, whoo, that was intense. You're feeling it today. Maybe you're feeling it right now. Whew. It's all good. If you're feeling it, it means you needed it, right? All right, let's finish. Bring your arms back down by your sides. Time for ragdoll. Here's the deal. Bend your elbows, hands to opposite elbow creases. Lengthen up your feet. They're about hip width distance apart. If you're squeezing that ball, they're already at hip width distance. Hinge forward, exhale the air out of your lungs. Now that you're hinged forward, if you don't have the ball between your thighs, you could take your fists. Your feet should be about 2 fist widths distance apart. Put a little bend in your knees, that feels pretty good. Let your arms hang loose, then your neck. Don't hold on to your neck, shake it, shake it, shake it, and let your gaze go back up towards your belly button. Start to sway the elbows to one side, then the other. Oh, breathe it out, let it go, sigh it out, let it go. Ragdoll pose, so good for decompressing your low back. This feels so good. Do ragdoll a couple of times today. After you find yourself sitting for a long period of time, and we all do, stand up and do your ragdoll pose. All right, let's finish here. Come back to the midline of your body. Release your fingers to the earth. Come on down for a child's pose. Remove the ball, place it at the top of your mat if you want. You don't have to use it. Knees can be together, big toes touching. Sink your hips back to your heels, arms down by your sides. Put a block under your forehead if you like, or no block at all. Reach the fingertips with the palms up toward the back of the room. Reach, and then let your head come down to your mat, or the block. Option, wide-legged child's pose. Knees spread wide, big toes touch, hips back to the heels. Hands can reach to the top of your mat, or place them on the ball. Rest your forehead down. Maybe you want to rest it on the ball. That feels kind of fun. Or maybe you want to put a block underneath your forehead. I'm going to place the ball under my fingers and I'm going to just move it a little bit from side to side. I like that stretch in the armpits. In through the nose goes the breath, and out through the mouth goes the breath. When you're ready, maybe close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose only. That's the way your body was designed to breathe. You can listen to the sound of your breath in the back of your throat. You can help build heat in your body as you warm up in your practice. If it doesn't feel good, breathe any way that works for you. Big breath in and big breath out. When you're ready, lips are closed. You're doing that Ujjayi pranayama breath. Push a little harder into the ball if you're using it. And then let's come on up to a neutral tabletop. All right, so let's do a forearm stretch. Take your fingers back towards your knees. Forearms are shining forward. Press into your feet and just move your tail sideways like a dog. Wag your tail. Let it feel good. Maybe bring your bottom a little more back towards your heels and just get that stretch going on in the forearm. Just go with the flow. What feels good here? And if it doesn't feel good for your wrists, ease off on it a little bit. Maybe ball your hands into fists and sit on back and see if that feels better. I'm going to bend my wrists. I'm going to get that nice pull going in the forearms. Another way to do it, if it doesn't feel good pressing into it, you can control the press by taking your fingers, sitting back on your heels, taking your fingers and pulling them back towards your elbow. Maybe that feels a little better. So just play with it. You just want to feel a good stretch in the front of your arms. I'm going to finish up here. Going to bring my hands back to a natural position. Going to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the wrists to kind of get that tingling out of there. Let's take a toes pose and an ankle pose flow. You can use the blocks to make it happen a little more easily and a little faster. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Have a seat back on your heels. All right, oh my goodness, it's intense. And for some of us, it's super duper intense. If it's intense, but it doesn't hurt, stick with it. If it's intense and it hurts, if it's painful, if it's sharp, if it's ow, 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 I can't do it, don't do it. Hinge forward, come out of it a little bit. I'm going to sit back on my heels. I'm going to use these blocks, and I think of them bringing the ground up to me. I'm going to soften in my toes. I mean, when you think about that, something really does happen. Think of softening in the toes to get that nice stretch going in the feet. Let's take it to an ankle pose. Bring the blocks forward, bring the tops of your feet onto the mat now, and have a seat on your heels. With these blocks, push into them, let your knees come up, but they're still together. Knees come up, knees are together, and you're balancing on the tops of your feet. Let's go back and forth. Toes pose, take it to as long as you want. Take it as deep as is right for you. Then take it to your ankle pose. You can use the blocks. You can just use your hands maybe. And maybe you don't go too far. That's okay. Maybe you try and say, not for me. Totally okay. Nobody's judging you. Don't be hard on yourself. Then maybe bring the knees down. But go back and forth, thinking of getting that full range of motion stretch on those ankles. Maybe hands to prayer center. Maybe tell yourself something wonderful like, I am perfect just the way I am. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe you say, I am improving. With each movement, I am improving. All right, so we'll finish up in our toes pose and our ankle pose below. All right. So come back to a neutral tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Press into your hands, lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle the ankles around and around to get some space there. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. All right. Press your feet into your hand. All right, it's just a little message here from our studio director. If your Facebook video isn't looking good today, remember that we're also on YouTube. So I don't know what the deal is. All right, press into your hands, wag your tail a little bit, and let's do cat-cow. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Lengthen through your spine. Push the tops of your feet and your hands into your mat. Exhale the air out of your lungs. So you're gonna take your belly button towards your spine, look back towards your navel, arch your back to the sky. Inhale, cow, crown of your head and tailbone lift. Back and forth, cat, cow. Marry it to the breath. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Think of moving your spine in the shape of a letter C in a forward direction and a C in a backward direction. Feel your tailbone. Put your brain on your tailbone. Some of us have our brain on our tailbone all the time. All right, tuck your tailbone under, lift your tailbone up, and breathe here. Feel how good that feels as you loosen up. Loosen up in the low back. Your tailbone, you're tucking it under. Think of drawing your forehead to your tailbone in cat. Cow, think of it going the opposite way. Tailbone in the back of your head, trying to meet at the midline of your body. Oh my goodness, breathe. Cat, cow. Whew. And then let's finish up. Let's do cat pulling its tail. The other day, I showed you how to do it with your strap. If that tail is just too far away, you can use your strap if you like. I'm going to extend my right leg long. I'm going to push the ball of the foot into the mat. I'm going to stretch it out for a moment. I'm going to lift the extended right leg. I'm going to check out my hips. I want my hips to be equidistant to the mat. I'm going to bend my right knee and kick myself in the bottom. Some of us really need that too. Kick yourself in the bottom. Push into the earth. When you're ready, draw that heel good and tight towards your bottom. Knee is at hip height. Left hand reaches around and captures the foot. Remember, you can use the strap. Kick into the hand. Feel your left collarbone open up. You're looking down at your right thumb. Now try to look to the left side of your mat. Try to look to the left side of your room or over your left shoulder. Finish. Knee comes down, hand comes down. We got another side to do. Left leg extends. Push the ball of the foot into the earth. Lift the leg up. Check out your hips. They should be equidistant to the mat. Start to kick yourself in the bottom. Maybe that's where you stay. No pressure, no performance pressure. You do what's right. Hug the heel towards your bottom. Take your right hand, the opposite hand. Turn around, reach, and capture the foot. Kick into the hand and look to the right side of your mat. More to the right, more to the right, more to the right, whatever feels right. Finish up. Foot comes down, knee comes down, hand comes down. Tuck your chin to your chest, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Nice job. All right, let's do bird dog. Okay, we can complicate the bird dog pose here by placing this ball under our right knee. Whole idea here is to create an unstable surface. When you have that unstable surface, everything inside is kind of moving to keep you balanced. You don't want to use the ball? Totally fine. I'm going to put the ball under my right knee. Draw my toes toward my shin. I'm going to press into my hands and I'm going to lift my left leg. Knee to about hip height, left leg extends, toes drawn toward the shin. Press into the earth and keep it here. Here comes the balancing part. Opposite hand, right hand, reach it long and strong to the front of the room. Hold it, stretch it, reach, reach, reach. Bend left elbow or left knee, right elbow, and have a meet under the navel if you want. Once, twice, 3 times the charm. Stretch, reach, find length, hand comes down, knee comes down, switch the ball to the other side. Totally fine if you don't have a ball, don't worry about it. You can still do a really highly effective bird dog pose. Left toes drawn toward the shin, right leg lifts, right leg extends, good and long. Toes to the shin, right leg's lifted, left hand is the one that's gonna lift. Push hard into the ground, it really helps you stay stable. Hold it right here, then elbow to knee, once, twice, maybe 3 times, and stretch it out, find length, and finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. That's an intense pose. Remove the ball, place it behind your right knee. Give it a good squeeze. Give it a squeeze. Come back to the neutral tabletop. Lift the knee up, draw the right toes toward the shin, start to do your fire hydrant pose. Now, if you don't have the ball, you could put a weight back there. You could put, I don't know, block wouldn't feel too good. You could have nothing at all back there. But the idea here is you got a little squeeze going on, lifting and lowering the leg, like a dog on a fire hydrant. Sorry for the image. You can be a little dog or a big dog. Just let it be. Lift the leg up good and high and pulse it up. Pulse it up, pulse it up. Knee hovers now next to the left knee. Bring the leg back, knee to about hip height. Kick yourself toward the bottom. Hips are equidistant to the mat. Push into the earth, kicking the heel toward your bottom. Breathe, squeeze the heel good and strong toward your bottom. Now pulse the leg up, little teeny pulses. Lift, lift, lift. You got it. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Strengthen the low back. You're strong. I don't have to tell you that, but you tell yourself that. I am strong. Yes, I am. You're strong, you're strong, you're strong. Finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Plant the right knee next to the left. Switch the ball. behind the left knee. Neutral tabletop, hold it here. Lift the left leg, draw the toes toward the shin, and start to do your fire hydrant pose. Lift and lower. Try to keep your hips equidistant to the mat. Lift and lower. You're kind of gazing between your thumbs. Spine is long. Lift the leg up and pulse it up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Oh, burning. Isn't that a good burn? Yes. All right. When you're ready, hover the knee next to the right knee. Lift the left knee up so it's about hip height. Chances are it's got to go a little bit higher, so lift it a little higher. Dial the left hip down. Start to kick toward your bottom. Lengthen through your spine. Ooh, feels good. Feels good to build strength in the body. Those glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, those are your big muscles. Keep them strong, keep them stable. We've worked the feet, we're working our way up the body. All right, draw your heels toward your bottom. Now pulse the heel up toward the sky. Little teeny lifts, little teeny lowers. You take it at your pace. Oh, check in with that left hip. Make the hips equidistant to your mat. All right, hover the left knee next to the right. Bring both knees down. Let's do a wide-legged child's pose. Gonna feel really good. That's the treat after that pose. Spread your knees wide, hips back toward your heels. Reach your arms long and strong to the top of the mat. Imagine pushing the mat and making it even longer as you push your hard, strong arms into the mat. Sink your forehead down, down, down toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Whew. How are you doing? Let's come out of this pose. All right, next pose we're gonna take is a plank. We do planks just about every day, except on our restorative days. Plank helps you build strength. Such an important pose. You've never done a plank before? You could lie on your back. Lie on your back, push your hands up toward the ceiling as if the ceiling were the ground. You could stand up next to a wall, push your hands against the wall, step your feet back, and just feel a little more weight into your arms. Here's another option. You're on your knees. Send your knees back a little bit, then shift your weight into your arms. Shoulders over your wrists. Hold it here. Stay nice and strong. You don't like it in the wrists? Ball your hands into fists. Fold the mat over so you can have extra padding, or slip down to your forearms, keeping your elbows under your shoulders, forearms parallel to the earth. Send your knees back, try to create a flat back. Hold it here. Another option. We're still into all these options. Oh my goodness, there's so much choice. Draw your toes towards your shins. You can pop on up and take a dolphin plank. I'm gonna take a plank today that's a high plank with the ball. Here's what you can do. I'm gonna place the ball toward the bottom of my mat. I'm gonna place my feet onto the tops of my feet onto the ball to create an unstable surface. So I'm gonna be moving a lot. I'm gonna take my arms, have them straight, hinge my shoulders over my wrists. When I'm ready, when you're ready, hinge forward and pop on up to your plank. Let's set a timer, Dwayne. Let's go. Oh my gosh, every second counts. All right, so if you don't wanna use the ball, totally fine. Send your legs long. You're bouncing on the balls of your feet. Legs are long, back is straight, pushing into your hands, pushing into your feet. Timer is on the screen. You can take it for 1 minute if you want. We're already 20 seconds in. Hold it here. Take breaks when you need them by coming down onto your arms or your knees or sending your hips high to a down dog. Hold it. Hold it. You're strong. You've done harder things than this. Lengthen through your spine. Draw your belly button toward your spine. Oh my goodness, 20 seconds left. We can do it. Yes, we can. Embrace the shake. It's hard on this ball. Push into the earth. My eyes are closed. I've got every ounce of strength in my arms and my legs. 15 seconds to go. Fingers are spread wide. Push into your fingers. Hold on. Arms are strong. 5 seconds to go. You got it. Don't quit. 3, 2, 1, done. Woo! Come on down. Yes. Woo! How was that? Grab a drink of water. Whatever plank you're in, I applaud you. Lying on your back, hands to the sky, I applaud you. You tried. That's what counts. All right. Drink. Okay, let's go. No rest. We're gonna keep at it. Take rest if you need it. But we're just gonna keep this pace going today because this is our Yoga Plus. All right, so come to your back or come to seated. Place the ball at your low back. If you don't have a ball, come all the way down to recline. We'll do Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups like. All right, so lean on back. If you're all the way down, you're on your back. You bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to touch. Elbows open wide, because the fingers are at your temples. Knees open wide as well. What I'm gonna do today on the ball, I'm gonna lean back a little on the ball. I'm gonna have the soles of my feet touching, knees open wide. I'm gonna lean back a little bit more till I really feel my core engage. And what does that mean? It means like you're tightening up in the stomach. So right here, nothing, nothing, nothing. Lean on back until you feel like you're ready for a gut punch, all right? So lean on back, send your arms long and parallel to each other. Little teeny reaches toward the front of your room. Little teeny pulses on the ball. I'm gonna bring my heels up closer to my groin. That intensifies the pose, at least for me. Try it and see. All right, little reaches, breathe. If you are fully reclined, your knees are open wide, your fingers are at your temple, and you're doing the same thing, little teeny reaches. And here, if you're on the ball, you might want to bring your fingers to your temples. Up to you. I'm going to reach, reach, reach. Now I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to surround my right knee. And I'm going to reach, reach, reach to the side. Keeping my knees open wide. Reach, reach, reach. Come back to center and reach. A couple little, kind of resets. Then take it to the left leg. Hand surrounds the left knee. Little lifts, little lowers. It's a little teeny twist. Lift and lower. You got it going on. Bring your hands back to the midline. Lift and lower. You got it. You got it. Your head and shoulders should be in line, like your shoulders back. Head is lifted. You're looking forward. You got it. Let's finish. Come on up to seated. Come off of that ball. Maybe you totally did it without hands. There you go. There's the beginning of the goodness kicking in. Draw your toes towards your shins and just hinge forward. Reach your hands down towards your ankles, your feet. It's okay. Just stretch. Feel the goodness in your low back, similar to the sensation we had when we did our ragdoll pose a moment ago. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Ooh, you hollow out the belly. You can bring your head closer to your knees. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Take your ball between your ankles now, and let's do Pilates 100s. Sorry, lots of variations for it. Do what works. I'm gonna squeeze the ball between my ankles for now. No ball, no sweat. Pilates, Joseph Pilates didn't use a ball for this. He just used the body. Hands to prayer center, lengthen up because you can. You've got length in your spine, you're healthy. Lean on back, come on back to fully reclined at your pace. Once you're fully down, put your arms down by your sides. Work your fingers toward the bottom of your mat. Work your shoulders away from your ears. Nestle in the shoulders. Pilates 100s. Let's begin by taking it in layers. Arms lift about 6 inches off the ground. Start to pat the ground as if you're patting the ground. Maybe the shoulders lift up too, or maybe not, you decide. Keep the shoulders away from the ears and pat the ground, shoulders lifted or not. Maybe you come up a little higher or not. Lift the legs up if you want. I'm gonna squeeze the ball here. Hold it. You can also do it without the ball. You could also do it with the ball under your heels. Try different layers. What makes it work for you? That's the most important thing. What makes it work for you? How does it feel in the low back? Maybe you want to lift the legs a little higher. Maybe that feels more effective. Or maybe lower them. All right, now's a good time for me to say hi to my friend Tammy, my friend Tyrone, my friend Betty, and Liz, and Stan, and Lynn, and Roger, and Kelly, and Nancy. And Tina, and Rena, and Tim, and Oscar, and Nancy, and Elizabeth. I'm glad you guys are here. Breathe. How are you doing? Hundreds. Nobody count. Don't count unless you want to. Breathe. Hold on. Core is strong. No quitting. But let's finish. Come on down. Oh, breathe. How do you feel? Pretty intense, isn't it? All right, let's come on up. But think of how you come up. Use your hands if you want. Or, we've been working this core so much, maybe you press on up without using the hands. Let's take the ball. Guess what? Let's do another plank. Oh gosh, yeah, and I'm gonna set the timer again. You take it if you want. Take it the way you want. Remember we talked about the different ways of taking plank? You're an expert at it now. Let's do it again. This time, I'm gonna bring the ball between my thighs. I'm gonna hinge forward here, knees back, maybe stay on your knees. I'm gonna take my toes. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna set a timer again, so get ready. You track yourself here. Toes drawn toward the shins. I'm gonna pop on up. Let's set a timer. All right, 1 minute. Here we go. Hold on. You will find if you've got the ball between your thighs, a little easier, right? All right, hold on. Remember, shoulders over wrists, feet are hip width distance apart. Think of lengthening through the spine. You should be gazing at your thumbs. Periodically, maybe you look up at the screen, but I'll tell you, we're 20 seconds in. Hold on. Take a break when you need it. Take a break when you want it. No big deal, breaks are fine. Just don't quit. And your break might be a downward facing dog. Totally fine for a breath or two. Your break might be dropping to the knees for a breath or two. 20 seconds to go. Just get back in the game. Don't quit. Push it. You're strong. You can do it. Hang on for the last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You won. Come on down. Nice job. All right. Most excellent. Good work. Let's get into the hips. Take your blocks. Come to a timer still on the screen. All right, let's go. Stand on your knees. Let's do a lunge. Use these blocks. Right foot forward. Knee over ankle. Left leg long on your mat. Top of the left foot on your mat. Hold on here. Press into your blocks or bring your shoulders over your hips or somewhere in between. What you want to feel is a big stretch in that left hip flexor, the front of the left hip. Not quite feeling it? Check out your left leg. Make sure your left leg is long. Maybe come back to the blocks. Send the leg longer. Press the top of the left foot onto the mat. If I were with you in person, I'd come along and I'd gently pull your ankle toward the bottom of your mat. Hold on here. Maybe shoulders over the hips. Lengthen up. Send your arms high to the sky. These are all maybes. These are all the layers you can take. Baby back bend, perhaps. If you're in that baby back bend, push hard into both feet. Help stabilize you. Hands back to prayer center. Tell yourself your mantra. Now let's bring the hands back to the blocks. Start to surf. Right leg straightens and the left knee bends. So straighten it and bend the right leg. Left leg just kind of follows along. Walk the blocks back as you try to get your bottom closer to your left hip. Back and forth. Maybe take the knee over the ankle, stretch it out. Back and forth. Your knees are loving you. Both knees are getting a good little workout here. And then let's take the blocks to surround the right front foot. Send your weight into your right leg as you come to standing. Maybe draw your left toes toward your shins. Stand on up in that right leg. Send your left leg high. Walk the blocks further forward. Push into the blocks. Lift your leg. Look back to your knee. Let your feet meet on the mat. Big step back with your right leg. Come into your lunge here. Down on the back knee. Left knee is over your left ankle. Send your right leg long. You played with this on the other side. Do the same thing here. Send it good and long so you feel a huge stretch in the right front hip flexors. Press here. Maybe a towel under your knee feels better. Make the yoga work for you. Think about what is going to make this work. Knee over ankle. Press into your blocks. Maybe come up a little higher. Maybe arms come up. Remember that trick. Press into both feet, good and strong, and take your baby back bend. Reach. Oh, feels good. And then hands back to prayer center. Maybe it's time for your mantra. Then maybe it's time to surf. Using the blocks as they bring the ground up to you. Surf it back and forth. And if you've been doing this for a while with me, maybe take the blocks aside and come back to sit on your heel with no blocks at all. Lift on up and surf a few times here. Maybe surf with your eyes closed or half closed. Just give it a try. All right, after you've surfed a couple of times, let's go into that standing half splits again. So weight onto the left foot, left knee over left ankle, reintroduce the blocks, tuck your right toes under, Straighten through that left leg, lift the right leg up, push into your blocks, lift the right leg, look back to your left knee, maybe lift it a smidge higher, and then finish. Right foot meets left. Remove the blocks. I'm gonna step back on my mat. I'm gonna fold in half. Inhale, arms sweep up, extended mountain lift. Let's decompress the back by going into a downward facing dog. Hands to prayer center, maybe say your mantra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Feel like you're going into a plank, but keep your bottom high and lifted. Think of a string on your tailbone lifting you high. Feet, hip width distance apart. Heels, slightly lifted. Arms, shoulder width distance apart. Push into your hands, fingers spread wide. Shake your neck and look back to your knees. Let that neck hang heavy. When you're ready, start to pedal your feet. One foot toward the earth, then the other. Just a big stretch in the back of your calf. Let it feel awesome. You know, sometimes if you have foot trouble, the problem is actually in the calf. Everything's connected, right? And everything affects everything else. That's why it's so important to do your full body yoga every day. Let both heels rest toward the earth. Send your tailbone higher to the sky. Walk your feet up to meet your hands, or walk your hands back to meet your feet and find your weights. When you're ready, come on up to standing. Take your weights into your hands. Let's do a little bit with these. How are you doing? Feeling good yet? I bet you are. All right, lift the weights up high overhead. Now you can have one weight, two weights, a water bottle, whatever works. You can alternate your arms, bringing one weight down to your shoulder, then the other up toward the sky, or lift them both up and down. Breathe. Breathe. You're strongly rooted in your feet. Feet are hip width distance apart. You know, if you're seated in a chair, you can still do this, right? Work the arms, work the upper body. You got it. Lift and lower. We can do it. Yes, we can. All right, lift the weights up nice and high. Tee out your arms now, and little teeny pulses of the weights. Up, up, up to the sky. Little teeny pulses up. Now let's get into the elbows. Bend the elbows, bringing the weights towards your shoulders, but keeping the elbows at shoulder height and keeping them pointing to the sides of the room. Extend, and draw them back in. And here, you know, again, one at a time works too. Maybe look to one side, then the other. You can still do that if you're bending both elbows at the same time. Come back to center and look over your shoulder. Breathe. Strong biceps. You're strong. You got it. Don't quit. All right. Let's finish. Bring your arms down by your sides. Let your shoulders rest for a moment or two. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Lift your arms to the front of your body so your palms are face up. Let's lift it, and like we're doing little lifts of a tray, little teeny lifts here. Stay strong. Put a smile on your face because you can do it. And I don't know what size weights you're using. You decide what makes it a little bit of a challenge, but not so overwhelming that you quit. You don't want to quit. All right, let's take that tray. Bring the elbows down by your sides. Let's do some bicep curls here. Keep your elbows glued to your side. And then lift the weights to your armpits and lower it just so that the forearms are parallel to the earth. Lift and forearms parallel. You got it. Let's keep it up. Don't quit. And same thing, if you want to alternate, it's kind of more fun. Maybe you want to try that. You got to keep it fun, right? There's always three things I say for our practices, and I always think of this when I plan them out. First of all, is it safe? Second, is it effective? Is it doing what I want it to do? And lastly, is it fun? Gotta keep it fun, right? And hopefully the music and the banter kind of keep it fun for you. All right, so let's finish here. Bring your arms down by your sides, weights by your hip crease. All right, a little bit of a bend in the knees, not a whole lot. You're still looking forward. Sink down just a little bit. Let's bend toward your armpit and then send them back, nice and far back. And then up toward the armpits and then back. Forward and back. Try to keep your elbows kind of lifted so you can work the back of your arms, your triceps. Because if you let the elbows kind of move, you're kind of working the biceps more than the triceps. So keep the elbows kind of lifted as best you can. So you're looking forward, chest is open, Breathe. Maybe pop up onto the balls of your feet. Challenge your balance here, kind of in a drinking bird pose. All right? So the wings of the bird are flapping to the back. Let's bring the arms down. Soften in the shoulders. Maybe you're still up on the balls of your feet or not. It's all good. Pulse the straightened arms to the back of the room. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Now lift them high to the back of the room and then pulse them in, toward your low back. You got it. Don't quit. You can do this, and you're doing it. You're a success. And you're so much better off for doing your movement every single day. All right, come on down to the balls of your feet, or not the balls of your feet, come down to your feet. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Triceps one more time. Lift your weights, or just take a single weight up to the sky overhead. Hold on to both weights, draw your elbows towards your ears, and do your tricep extensions here. Let it feel good. Lift and lower, you got it. Keep at it. Breathe. I read an article today, and it says walking. Walking is so important for you. And to walk, you gotta have strong feet, strong ankles. You gotta have mobility in your hips, which you get with your yoga. But the article said walking for just 11 minutes a day. I don't know how they came up with 11 and not 10 or not 12. 11 minutes a day walking improves your longevity by quite a bit. Oh my goodness, how simple is that? After you do your yoga, go for a little walk. All right, let's finish up with these weights. Bring your arms down by your sides and let your shoulders relax. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, let it go. Hinge forward, put your weights down, roll on back up, one vertebra at a time, hands to prayer center. Let's do tree pose, a balancing pose. Use your chair if you want. Balance into one leg, put the weight into it. Open up the other leg to the side of the room. Bring the foot up a little or a lot or not at all. You decide how you want to rest it. Just don't put the foot onto the knee. Oh, there you are. All right, hands to prayer center. Lengthen up here, hold on. Grow a branch, then another branch. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Find your balance when you sway your branches. Wiggle your fingers. Challenge your balance. When you brush your teeth, stand this way. Challenge your balance. Live your yoga off of your mat. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room, but wait. Don't set it down. Bring the knee to hip height, one-legged mountain. Lift your arms up again. Root into that strong foundational foot. Hold it here. Breathe. You got it. Stay strong. Warrior 3. Take a big step forward with that right foot. Hinge the weight into the right leg. Reach your arms forward. Lift your left leg. Doesn't have to be far. Maybe you've got a chair. Don't sweat it. Maybe you bring your body into a capital letter T shape. It's fine. Maybe you choose to have your hands on your hips. It's all good. Left foot meets right, other side. Root into the opposite leg. Lift the other leg to the side. Tree pose your way. Chair is a fine practicing partner. Push the foot into the leg into the foot. Maybe hands stay on your hips. Maybe one arm is on a chair and the other tees out or goes up to the sky. Sway your branches. You got it. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Keep your knee at hip height. One-legged mountain. Arms go back up. Find the length in your spine, in the crown of your head. Hold it. When you're ready, step forward with that left foot and take your warrior 3 here. Hinge forward, capital letter T, or your personal variation. Hold it and finish. Hands back to prayer center. Right foot meets left, left foot meets right. It's all good. When you're ready, hinge forward, fingers toward the earth. Bend in your knees. Come on down, good and slowly. Come on down and grab a seat. Legs go long on your mat. Toes up towards your sky. Lengthen up. Reach forward. Reach for your toes, your ankles, your calves, whatever you can reach. Then look toward your knees. Come on up, shoulders over hips. Grab your weights. Come onto one hip. I'm going to come onto my right hip. My left arm, or my right arm, elbow underneath shoulder, forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Bend in the knees using the weights, plural, weight, singular, or no weight at all, start to do your clamshells. Knees are bent, ankles glued together. Lift and lower that top leg. And really, don't automatically go for the heavy weights. Try it without, try it with one, try it with two, and just feel the difference. That's what I want you to notice, is the difference. One's not better than the other. Don't think, oh, I am not doing it with any weights, I'm not doing it. It's just different. Tell yourself that, it's just different. I'm gonna lift the ankles, and then I'm gonna open and close my knees. So there you go. That's another variation. Try it. Just try and see what you think. Knees come down. Let's take a side plank. Weights are away from the leg. Press into your arm, your right arm, shoulder over wrist, or stay on your forearm. Legs go long. Pop on up. So keep your hips suspended. Think of a string lifting through the hips, but keep your elbow over your wrist. Left arm lifts, look up to the sky. Left arm reaches to the top of your mat. Hold it and finish. Come on down. Come to the other side. Come on to your left hip. Left forearm is down. And there's variations here. Sometimes we do it different ways. And if you know the other ways, take them. Just don't hurt yourself. Shoulder over elbow, forearm parallel, knees bent, clamshell time. Try it without. Try it with one. Maybe then say, forget it, I'm not doing any. And then maybe try it with two. And I don't know what size weights you have. I use the 6 pound so I can talk. And if I had more than that, I don't think I could talk. All right, so you decide what works. I'm gonna lift the ankles, remember that, and then lift and open and close and breathe. Oh, work those hips, work those glutes. Good work. You got it. All right. These are our clamshells. Let's finish and go into that side plank. Knees come down, feet come down. Remember, you could take it on your knee, you could take it on your forearm. I'm gonna pop up to a classic side plank on this side. So do the same that you did on the other side. I'm just gonna do it so you can see what it is. Shoulder over wrist. Hips are lifted, arm goes high, look up. Reach that arm to the top of the room. Strong, strong, yes you are. Let's finish, come on down. Once you come down, let's come onto our bellies. Once on your belly, whew, let's do crocodile pose. We did that earlier this week. Elbows are wide to the side of the room. Hands are stacked on top of each other. Legs are long down by your sides, don't worry about how far apart they are. Rest your head onto your crossed hands. Lift your legs up, one at a time or both together. Lift them to as high as feels right for you, but keep your head on your hands. Maybe lift a little higher, and then bring the legs down. Keep your head glued to your hands. Now you're gonna lift through your upper body. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Then on the inhale, lift the arms and the head glued together. Lift and hold, and then lower. Do the legs again, just the legs. Legs come down. Do the arms again, just the arm. Come on down. Maybe everything lifts and you're balancing on your pelvis. Finish, hands come under your collarbones, legs come down. Press into your straightened arms, come into a seal pose. Soften in your glutes, let it go. Come on up to standing on your knees. Find your eye shade and or your towel. Put it at the top of your mat as we prepare for our final Shavasana in a few moments. All right, put your hands on your low back. Push your hips forward, look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Look up overhead, maybe that feels good. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Tee out your arms, twist to the right. Look over towards your right hand, the one in back. Come back to center, twist in the other direction, looking to your back arm. This time it's my left. Back and forth a few times. As you twist, you're exhaling. Allows you to twist even farther. Come back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Nice job. Come back to center. So those are your little twists. All right, arms teed out. Nice work. Let's press in our hips forward. Breathe. Let's take our left hand, release it from your low back, and reach for your left heel. Right arm goes high, so you're slightly twisted to the left side of your room. Arm lifts, little twist. Come back up left, shoulders over your hips. Turn a little bit, right hand goes down, down, down to find your right heel. Left arm lifts and take this little twist. Only if it's right for you, you know. Come on back up, tee out your arms, bring your arms to prayer center, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, sit back on your hips, sit back on your heels. Nice little stretch in the front of your legs, your quadriceps. When you're ready, let's come on down to reclined. You got your eyes shade at the top of your mat, come down to reclined, nice and slowly. We're gonna do bridge. Arms down by your sides, palms face down. Bend your knees, have the soles of your feet on your mat. All right, when you're ready, push into your feet, lift your hips up, wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Your legs are strong, keep them strong. You gotta stay strong. And your glutes gotta stay strong too. That's why we work them in that fire hydrant and donkey kick. You've gotta have strong glutes. You ever heard of glute amnesia? I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But you gotta keep, those are big muscles in your glutes. You gotta keep them strong. Let's pulse our hips up, up, up to the sky. Might feel better to tee out your arms or just keep them down by your sides. Little teeny pulses, you got it. When you're ready, roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Left leg goes long. On your mat, supine twist. Draw your left toes towards your shin. Calf is plugged into the earth. Bend your right knee, draw it up towards your chest, interlace your fingers. Use that towel if you want, but hug the knee in. Twist. Left hand holds the right knee, twist to the left. Roll onto your left hip, right arm tees out. That's the important part. Keep that right shoulder down. Teeing the arm out isn't harder. Teeing the arm out helps keep the shoulder down. Breathe. And you're gonna look to that extended arm side. Bring the hip on down, hug the right knee in, circle the ankle, left and right. Right leg goes long on your mat, other side. Right toes drawn toward your shin, so the right calf stays down. Left leg pulls on up, interlaced fingers or your towel under the left knee, hug it in, circle the ankle this way and that. Right hand takes the left knee across the midline of the body as you roll onto your right hip. Left arm tees out, gaze left. Breathe. Shoulders down, let it feel great. Finish up, left hip comes down. Hug the knee in one more time, send the left leg long on your mat. Final Shavasana. Legs go long, pinky toes fall out. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. Bring your arms down by your sides, soften in the shoulders. Deep breaths in, maybe big sighing breaths out. Soften the area between the eyebrows and let it go. Now your Shavasana pose. It's an important pose. Don't shortchange it. It appears that I'm shortchanging it here, but the idea is hit the pause button so you can do this pose as long as it is exactly right for you. Might be 3 minutes, might be 5 minutes, might be 20 minutes. Whatever it is, slowly just allow your body to reintegrate back into the chaos of the world. So you'd hit your pause button, stay here a while, and when you're ready to start back, hit the play button and take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, circle the wrists and the ankles all around and around. Inhale, reach high overhead, point your toes to the bottom, reach your fingers to the top, stretch. Ooh, feel the stretch in your armpits, feel the stretch in your hips, breathe. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, roll onto one side or the other. Low arms bicep is a pillow for your head. Soften, let your head rest. Soften the top shoulder too. Eyes are closed. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. As you're ready, whenever you're ready, maybe you stay here longer too. Either press on up or don't use your hands at all and come on up to a seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. I'm going to take that deer pose today, kind of reminiscent of what we did yesterday. All right, bring your hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a shoulder softening breath out. Let it go. Gently blink your eyes open. Congratulations, you did it. You went with the flow. You didn't let obstacles get in your way. You worked around it. You modified. You did whatever works. That's what you got to do. Go with the flow and enjoy your day. Every last second of it, every last breath. Have a great day, everybody. See you on your mats tomorrow. See you tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Don't quit. Don't give up. Love you guys. From us to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Bye-bye. Love you. Hello, baby girl. Good dog. See ya. Oh, good girl. Congratulations. Good girl. You did it. 1 hour of yoga. You did it. You succeeded. I hope you're enjoying your yoga. It's doing wonders for your body. It really is. Every single day, come back, try it out, and enjoy it. Tell your friends about our yoga. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody, and we're on Facebook and YouTube. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. But whatever you do, show up, do your yoga, and enjoy your day.